everyone, it is another fantastic day. It was raining before, but it's going to be a fantastic day. Today I need to do some work on the beamer / figure out what's wrong with it. Basically what happened yesterday, Tess and Cass took the beamer to the wet skip pan. I was really excited about it, they had a great time. They learnt heaps and car went mostly good. We just had one issue. On about the third or fourth run out, the fan mounting things like snapped. Not sure why, maybe it's already happened, and all of the fan wiring got eaten. So it basically ripped out the terminals from the fan. So the only way I could really fix it was to pull all the radiator, the fan out, get some stuff to remount the fan and try and hardwire it back in. But that was not feasible. It was pouring down with rain, full on storm, and we didn't really have any tools or anything. We would have ended up half the day just trying to fix it. For what we were doing, it was fine. We just didn't have a fan, so it was just like do a little cool down lap at the end, and that was enough, and it was staying below half temp, which is perfect. Really, it should be sweet, and it was while they were driving. So of course I was like, oh, I'll do one little skid in it. Yeah, instantly I did like 1 minute of probably pretty aggressive driving. I thought it would last a tiny bit longer than it did, and then it just went just past half, and I was like, okay, stop, and I did a few cool down laps, and it just kind of kept getting hotter, so that wasn't ideal, and it ended up popping a hose after Cass went out a couple more times. So basically today is figuring out exactly what actually went wrong with it, and really hoping that it's not head gasket. Just get into it, hopefully fix it. I don't know if you can see, it's just cracked. There's no water in there. It's looking pretty grotty. The problem, pulled the radiator out. Obviously this is the fan wiring, so I don't know how I'm gonna do anything with that at this point. Water on the floor is actually from the middle of the radiator. So yeah, you can see this all along here, maybe the seam, and then somewhere along here as well is leaking. So I think that probably explains it. I keep putting secondhand ones in. It's time to put a new one in. Just buy new stuff. Stop messing around with old secondhand stuff. It's another day. I'm actually driving to Hamilton right now from where I live and work in Tauranga, so it's a little bit of a hike, but I've got a fresh radiator, you can see in the back just there. So that one is a 4-cylinder full aluminium beamer radiator, and it comes with the expansion tank on the side of it. The 6-cylinder one doesn't, so I'm hoping that even though it's a little bit smaller, it won't make too much of a difference, but we'll see. We are back in the shop, it is after work. Just put the new radiator in. It is a 4-cylinder one, so it is quite a little bit smaller, but I think it'll be sweet. The only thing that's really different is the tank is on the other side, so because of it being on the other side, I'm just going to cut the factory hose shorter, which is good because it actually already had a split in it, and then move this back maybe, or get another hose that's on a right angle from here to here. Everything else is sweet, so I'm just going to see if I can make some fans work for it, and as long as the fans will work on the radiator, we're good to go, hopefully. Pulled the radiator out of the sedan, which is this one here, and it already has these two fans made up. They're Maridine fans, they're supposed to be good. This is what the beamer did have. This is just, I think it's out of like a Subaru or something, so just cheap, shitty, come with the shroud. So when I mount these ones, we're gonna mount a shroud on properly, ideally through these 4 holes here. So I need to get some aluminium plate made up to do that. Hopefully we can do that tomorrow. And then mount a decent fan on. Unfortunately only one will fit, can't do both. It wouldn't have fit on the 6-cylinder radiator either.
Last one sitting up on the seat there.
It actually it actually suits you, mate. How much leg room have you got? None. Oh,
your
hopefully.
seat sits on the piss hard out. This needs to move over.
Has that got a cushion in it, or is it already removed?
It does, but I'm barely touching it with my ass. My hips are holding me up here.
We have dinner. Thank you, Mr. Man. Fan shroud designing is going great. This is where we're at. I've drawn a really terrible diagram. The biggest circle that's darker is the one we're going to use, and it has to be offset. The reason it has to be offset is because this little mofo here that pulled the last fan wiring off will not be getting the better of me this time. So when it is offset, it can't actually be stepped out from the radiator, which is a little bit annoying because there's literally no space here. We're back in the workshop for another fantastic Saturday night. Me doing really exciting things. I have, for the beamer, a fan shroud. The lovely Layton, thank you Layton, I appreciate it so much, made one up for me. It is way too flash for this car, and it's gonna be so freaking good. He folded it all up at home and then put the little rubber sides and then mounted the fan and cut it all out for me, so it's gonna be perfect. I made up a template for him that he went off, so if it's something like this, it should fit. It is a little bit deeper than what the amount of spaces that I think we have, which I already kind of thought might happen just because you do want a gap between your fan and the radiator, otherwise it would just make half the radiator not usable. So we're gonna see if it'll fit. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to cut the radiator support. I've never used a grinder before, so you guys are gonna get to laugh at me attempting to do that. And I'll laugh at myself probably lots, and hopefully not taking your fingers off because that would be less than ideal. But let's just see if it fits first. Yep. Yep. So that's already part of there. That is no, not gonna fit under any circumstances. It's probably at least 10 mil away from fitting. Alright, this is part of my radiator support. This is looking dodgy. Gonna need to do some repairs to this. But it's moved, so let's see if the radiator fits. Thank you, Layton. Obviously this is still not mounted in properly. It's tight. Sits like that. As long as I can get this to hold back here, I don't think it's gonna hit anything. Little pro tip, if you're ever feeling super lazy, thank you very much. Have a good day. Uber Eats energy drink. Just saying, then you don't have to leave and tidy up on your way out. Gonna have to take this off. The braces that go underneath are hitting the radiator now, so if I want to move it further forward, I need to move those. Obviously that was to get this off. I've cut out the spots that the radiator was hitting in, so it's just like 10 mil off this part here and here, and then I've tried to tidy it up a little bit but haven't done a great job. I don't have any paint or anything to actually make it look nice, so this will do. Hopefully it'll fit. I'm gonna chuck it in without putting anything else on and just see, and then we'll know. Guess what? We win. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. No wiring in the way, nothing else in the way. Radiator will be sitting pretty when I make it pretty. Finally. of truth. We have all the wiring done down here. Fan is mounted, not touching anything. Radiator is on, radiator is mounted, all the hoses are done. See if it runs. Should be, I think I've wired it right, I'm not 100% sure. Just got this little relay mounted to here with a fuse, and then that's to the negative, the positive, and then this goes into what is hopefully accessory. So I'm just gonna chuck my battery on. Got a little bit of work to do back here as well. Oh. Well, the fan started. It is wired correct. Wow. That moves a lot of work. I don't even see the There's sucking. That is good. Not blowing. But that's on off. Okay. My switch to power is not on accessory. It is just on. Fuck. Okay, so I need to change my switch to power to something that turns on with accessory and then stays on with the motor. Not just on. Well, I think that pretty much concludes this video. I'm not really sure how much I had going on with it, but you know, it's good, it's done. Fans are wired, everything works. Beamer does not get hot, which means it probably isn't a head gasket, but sometimes if it's really small you won't know until you're really giving it the berries. But it didn't get hot at all. I've had it running for like 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Everything is mounted, nothing is rubbing, nothing is hitting anything. Starts up sweet. So I think we're pretty good. Next weekend is Drift Antics, and I am very excited to say that I will actually be able to drive it. I need to get a wheel alignment on Friday and fit some tires, so I'll make sure that film that and hopefully film the day, hopefully get some GoPro footage. I'm feeling really good about this weekend. I've been doing so much practicing on the sim, so hopefully that will reflect in my driving. Mixed opinions on whether it does. I solely believe it does. It's helped me so much so far, so hopefully the practice I've been doing will reflect and we'll get some mad driving videos. But anyway, if you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you when we're drifting. Okay, bye.